Hey everyone, ROKSTEDi here, and I just wanted to go over a few functions on the bipod since pre-orders are going out, and obviously our bipods operate their own unique way, and you definitely need to know how they function so you can get the full use out of them. You can run them just like a static bipod, such as a Harris bipod. You can run them, essentially as just a stable static platform, and that will be just fine. I mean, but that's not why you probably bought the bipod. So what I mean by static is there's your bipod, you got your leg lengths, and that's pretty much it. You're picking it up and putting it down. You can turn this bipod just slightly. There's a little bit of play, but you do not want to over torque any bipod, and much less our bipod. Our bipod can take a lot, but you definitely, if you're running it static, you need to pick it up and put it down if you're in a seated position, or for accuracy purposes and long range position. You always want that rifle and bipod to be pointed towards your target and in a natural point of aim. You do not want to over torque things. Over torquing stuff is bad. It's bad for your forend, it's bad for the bipod, and it's bad for accuracy. You will have accuracy issues, so do not over torque your bipod. You want to line that muzzle up with the target. If a coyote's coming in this way, if a mule deer buck's going this way, you want to pick it up and put it down. Unless you know the functions of our bipod, then you can use them to its fullest. So we're going to go over that. How you deploy the legs, they're pretty simple. There's buttons, tabs, on the side. The legs work independently, you guys know that. Right there is one button, and I'm just snapping it to make noise. There's the other side. So essentially, you can hold it down, and obviously it travels, it stows backwards, but there's 5 spots that this bipod leg will stop in. This is on each leg, and that's typically the position you're going to be in right here when you're shooting, is in that 90 position from your the bore of your rifle. So that's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to figure that out. Legs traveling away from the center line of your rifle is one thing. You guys know our bipods, if you guys pre-ordered, you probably know they get in that wide stance because we have those wide legs, and it gives you that stable platform. They operate kind of like a tripod. If you've ever operated a tripod, there's notches on each side. There's 3 different positions that they can lock into, and they're held down by the weight of your rifle. They may not stay in those positions unless you have the weight of your rifle, especially on the 42. That's a lot of weight on the end of, or a lot of weight here for it to hold up. But what I'm saying is, the 34 and the prones typically you can put the legs out wide and they will stay that way. To collapse them, you just go like that. But there's tabs, what I call tabs. They're buttons, tabs on the inside of each leg, okay? And again, the legs work independently. So you can't just go and pull these legs up, okay? You're not gonna break the bipod unless you're He-Manning it, which I've been known to do. But I know how the bipod functions, so if I can learn it, you can learn it. You press the button. You don't even have to hold the button. Once you press the button and lift up, it finds the next location. Cool part about this bipod is you can adjust cant. So you have multiple different, see how the legs aren't even, but you can adjust cant and use that position. It's designed for varying terrain, right? It's a hunting bipod. We do not, most bipods were designed to shoot at the range. They're designed for flat ground. They're designed with very, very, very minimal varying terrain capabilities. And that's just not what we encounter as hunters. The guys that are more serious out there that hunt a lot, you see a lot of different shooting situations. So that's why that's there. So to adjust the other leg, you press the other button on the other side. It's on the inside of the legs here. And again, you can go up to the next position, and the weight of the rifle will hold it in. Ooh, I don't want to finger up somebody's bipod. Will hold that position. So gravity's holding that position. So to put the legs down, all you got to do, you don't have to press any buttons. If you want to, you can. If you want to do it quietly for whatever reason, you're trying to get in that right position for that shot, you can hold the buttons. Make it quiet. Otherwise, you can just go like this and it'll lock them up. And you want it to be down in this A-frame or this lowest position, and then you can stow it. You can stow it like this. I mean, you can do that. It will actually make the bipod not as wide, as you can see. So see how it's more narrow, but you don't have to. And typically, I don't like to start mine there because sometimes you'll get into issues where you can't get these buttons as easily deployed to get the legs down. So I always have mine like this and stow them like that. But again, to widen the legs, inside tab, you press and you press. Everything's individual on this. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, so adjusting cant. So your bipod's static. There is a bowl, a half bowl basically. So imagine a bowl. That's what is designed in here. So I'm gonna pop this off the Picatinny rail real quick. I don't know why this chair keeps going back and forth, but sorry, I know my hat's kind of dirty. I just want to get this out there and I'll do more formal videos as we move forward, but I want to get this out there to you guys that pre-ordered. So there is a half bowl right here, okay? That's what gives us our adjustment for cant. So the bipod's backwards. This is our tension lever, okay? That's what we call our tension lever. So for right-handers, if you pre-ordered, you shot right-handed or left-handed. Left-handers will get that tension lever on the right side. Right-handers will get it on the left side. Ergonomically, that's what makes sense because you can reach farther with your left hand when you're behind the rifle. When you're right-handed, you can reach farther with your left hand. When you're left-handed, shooting left-handed, you can reach farther with your right hand. So that it makes just perfect sense. We wanted to set these up for real-world stuff and to be to function as flawlessly as they could. And to perform at the best, highest level that we could possibly make them. So, tension lever. So it flips back and forth. You can do it in that position, or that position. You can lock the ball completely out. So, doesn't matter what way of your rifle, ball's locked out. Obviously, with different weights of rifles, you're gonna have different tension adjustment. So that's why it's where you can get to it. And you're going to adjust that quite a bit, from one hunt to the next or from one stand to the next. If you want to just lock it out. If your legs are in a different position, this has cant adjustment. And I don't know what degree, I want to say probably about 60 degrees of cant adjustment. So that will allow you to level up your crosshairs or level up. Like on my long range rifles, I have a level. Let me grab one real quick. This is my 300 PRC. So a lot of you guys know this, right? I'm not breaking any new things here or teaching anything. Most of you knew stuff here, but some of you don't. So that allows me to adjust my level. I can either lock it in or just have, right now it's just slightly tension. I can load that rifle forward in the prone position, or if I'm in a seated position, and I'm good to go. And if I want to lock it, now it's completely locked. So now I got a static bipod. Static. And obviously, you know, based on terrain, because again, we're in varying terrain, you need that cant adjustment. Now, guys that have followed me that predator hunt, or guys that, you know, want the tracking ability and have seen me spin with this bipod 360 and turn on my knee, do some kind of highlight kind of chicken crap videos. First thing they do is they get in, I want to move. Well, for long range, you want to be able to lock out cant. So cant adjustment is pretty much all you have if you adjust tension. That's all you got is your cant. If you adjust the tension lever and then you lock out. So you have your cant adjustment. To access or to be able to free up the ball, there's a tab. This is a pre-production. Productions are all black, so it's a little harder to see. But on the pre-production, you can see it very well. There's a tab right here, okay? It's right underneath. It's in a perfect spot. Again, working on it with my left hand if I'm shooting right-handed, because I can reach further than I can with my right hand. I can just reach up here, grab the leg with my fingers, and then just press forward. That slides the pin out. It's under spring tension. You got to make sure your ball is loose. If you want to track, you press that forward, slides the pin out, and that frees up the ball. So now I don't have to move my bipod. You do not want to torque your rifle legs, or your bipod legs, excuse me, or your forend of your rifle. Torque is bad for accuracy. So that allows you to, you know, be on coyote stands and not have to run a static bipod if you don't want to, and you can move. You have vertical, and you have 360 horizontal. Vertical, I don't know what it is. I mean, I could throw out a number, but you got a lot there, right? But that has to be pressed out. And then to get it to lock back up, there's only one spot that it locks back up, and it'll pop back in usually. Sometimes, occasionally, it might catch. You just might have to turn your bowl a few times, and then you get it in there. Now I'm back on cant only. I don't have the ball, okay? But to get it, I don't have the free floating bowl. So that's how you activate that. It'll be flush, just spring pressure only when the pin's engaged. When the pin's not engaged, it'll be a little bit more, it'll be floppy, okay? And obviously you can see that, right? So that's how you work. Oh, it just locked up. Tighten this up. That is essentially how you work the bowl, or ball. You can call it a ball. Ball's kind of like hard to say. I don't know why. Your tension lever, the tab that presses. You guys can name that whatever you want to call it. That frees up the bowl. Again, remember, you do not want to be over torquing these legs. Okay, if you run it static, you pick it up, natural point of aim. You do not want to over torque your forend of your rifle or the legs on the bipod for accuracy, and you will damage stuff if especially on the 42s and the 34s completely extended. That's a lot of leg length, and if you're twisting, eventually you will wear out some of this in here eventually. So that's why the bowl is here. It allows you to turn. Otherwise, you need to reset your bipod, get that good natural point of aim, muzzle pointed towards your target. So that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to show. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me, text me, call me, and we'll get your questions answered. So thank you.